I asked ChatGPT what I should be betting on for UFC this weekend, and the results, you know what? They're a little bit better than I thought it would be because I wasn't sure what to expect, but I'll share with you what ChatGPT told me to bet on for UFC this weekend, in UFC 289 specifically. Before we get into that, I do want to say hello, everybody, and welcome back to another video. If you are new here, my name is Kyle. I'm your guy with too many YouTube channels. Let's talk about this. So I'm just going to get straight into it. I asked it, first of all, the first thing that I asked was, UFC 289 is this weekend. Could you come up with some fighters? And I clarified it by saying, I understand that all bets are risky and I could be losing my money, but what would you parlay? What is the safest thing to parlay? That's what I asked it. And this is what it had to say. In creating these parlays, I selected fighters who are favored to win their respective bouts according to the betting odds. The fighters with more negative odds are more heavily favored to win, and thus we are seen as safer bets. However, it's important to remember that no bet is ever truly safe and anything can happen in a fight. Here's a bit more detail on the choices, and there's another question that I asked after that because this was very, very bland. You know what I mean? It makes sense. They just picked some guys that were favorites. So anyways, Amanda Nunes is heavily favored to win, and she has a strong track record in the UFC, being the reigning champion of 2 weight classes. Mike Mallet at 230. Mallet is the favorite in his fight against Adam Fugit. Betting odds suggest that he has a strong chance of winning. Dan Ige at minus 245. Ige is a strong favorite in his fight, so he's included as part of this safer parlay. And finally, what ChatGPT doesn't understand is that anything can happen in women's MMA, especially a minus 300 MMA. So ChatGPT, get on that. Maverick is a solid favorite in her fight against Jasmine Jaduzovadis, and I can never pronounce that name right. Anyways, it gave us a second parlay. Beneil Dariush at minus 130. Dariush is favored to win in his bout against Charles Oliveira, though the odds are closer, making this a slightly riskier bet. Marc-Andre Barriault. Barriault is a favorite in his fight against Eric Anders. Nasruddin Imavov. Imavov is a slight favorite against Chris Curtis. Including him adds a bit of risk to the parlay, but increases the potential payout. And finally, Blake Bilder. Bilder is a solid favorite in his fight against Kyle Nelson. The goal of these parlays is to balance potential payout with risk. By combining multiple bets into a parlay, the potential payout is increased. But remember, all sections must win for the parlay to be successful, and as always, it's crucial to do your own research and consider other factors such as fighter form, styles, and any recent injuries or issues. So what ChatGPT did was pretty much just chose the favorites, and I understand, like I asked it, hey, come up with a safe parlay. I would understand that this is the route that they would take. So I asked it if there were any underdogs that I should bet on. What underdog should I parlay? Because I still want it to be as safe as possible. What's the best underdog bets to make and why? And this is the response that I got. Based on the betting odds and predictions I found for the UFC 289 fights, here are some of the underdogs that have been mentioned as having a good chance of winning. Steven Erceg versus David Dvorak. Although Dvorak is the favorite in this fight, Erceg was suggested as a potential upset due to his counter-striking and submission skills. However, the prediction is for Dvorak to win via third-round technical knockout. That actually makes sense. That makes sense for a good underdog to pick. And also, even better, Maria Oliveira. However, this line has been bouncing around. So she's the underdog and then she's a favorite, underdog, favorite. Anyways, even though Belbita is a favorite, this fight was described as potential win for Oliveira. Belbita is known for having high punching volume and more durability, but the prediction is for Belbita to win via unanimous decision. And then, of course, you're just going in and giving some more. I was not able to find comprehensive analysis for all the fights. So that was a little bit interesting. So I want to make an update on this video next week because I actually went and placed a couple bets. The first one being on Steven Erceg and Maria Oliveira. Maria Oliveira, at the time of making this video, has bounced back to a favorite. She put $5 on it. You get $27.90 back. And the other bet that I did end up placing were the other two, and I'm putting $5 on each of them. So Beneil Dariush, Nasruddin Imavov, Marc-Andre Barriault, and Blake Bilder. $5 gets me $32 in return. And lastly, Amanda Nunes, Mike Malott, Dan Ige, and Miranda Maverick. Although I'm not happy about that Miranda Maverick bet, but hey, it's just an experiment. Let's see if ChatGPT can make me some money because $5 for this one will get me $17.92. So I'm very interested. It was a little bit, it didn't really think much. It didn't really give me something crazy. It only really expanded, and it caught my attention when I asked it for some underdogs because the reasoning actually made a little bit of sense. But once I said, hey, just come up with a parlay that's kind of safe, it's still like not the best parlay, but I'll make an update to this. Let's see if it makes me some money. Let's see if my $5 turns into anything, or in this case, $15. ChatGPT, let's make some betting money. Let me know what you thought down below, guys. Thank you so much for watching. If you want to see the results, stay tuned next week. I'll see you guys later. Take care.